Morning, class. Today we're going to review some of the material from where we left off before spring break, which means we're going to be looking at the bank account class, the checking account class, which is a subclass of the bank account, and we're also going to look at the bank account client. So let's start with the bank account. So remember, your superclass is just public class and then the name of the class. You don't need to say or do anything to indicate that it is a superclass. So you just do it like normal. So our bank account has a field. It's got a balance. We got two constructors. No parameter, set the balance to 0. One parameter, set the balance to that parameter. We have a toString method, which just returns as a string the balance. We have a deposit and a withdraw, which are our mutator methods, allow us to modify our balance field, either increase it by a deposit or decrease by withdrawal. And we also have a check balance method, so we've got a nice accessor method. Let's now look at checking account. Checking account is our subclass. So to indicate that a class is a subclass, you have to extend the class. So we're extending bank account. So checking account is a bank account. So that means it inherits everything from the bank account class. All of its fields, all of its methods, all of its constructors. It has access to everything that's not, private. So checking account actually has two fields, the check number and the balance. We just don't have direct access to the balance since it's private. So we only can use accessor methods and mutator methods to access the balance. So in checking account, we write our constructors. We're only writing one constructor here on checking account. It receives a parameter, and the first thing we do in our subclass is we call the superconstructor. Now we have two superconstructors we could have called. We could have called the no parameter superconstructor or the one parameter superconstructor. Now here it makes sense to call the one parameter superconstructor since we received the balance. And then we initialize our other field. So when this is called, it's actually calling this constructor. So you can see it's going to initialize the balance. We have a toString method. Now, remember we introduced the idea of method overriding back in Unit 1. Method overriding is a method that has the same name and different parameters, but it's in the same class. Here we have method overriding. Method overriding exists with superclasses and subclasses, deals with inheritance. So it's the same method name and the same parameters. So what we're going to do is we're going to call our super toString because we want to utilize what that toString method did, which returned the balance. We're going to then do a new line and also return the check number. We're going to write a new method, write check, which receives a parameter, and we're going to withdraw that amount of money from our checking account. Now notice I didn't say super.withdraw. And I would only say super.withdraw if I needed to call the superclass's withdraw method, if I had overwritten the withdraw method. But I didn't overwrite the withdraw method. Therefore, I can just say withdraw because the checking account has the withdraw method that it inherited from the bank account class. And then make an accessor method for our field get check number. Now one thing on this screen you notice, we have different arrows indicating different things. The dotted line arrow we've seen before just means that it's using objects of that class. The solid line means that it is a subclass. There's inheritance. So let's look at our client. So our client's fairly simple. So we create a client, we do our main, create a bank account, put some money in it, create a checking account, put some money in it, print them both. And when we run it, you can see there's our balance for our bank account and then our balance and check number for our checking account. Withdraw and deposit work just like you would think they would, so no issues there. And then checking account, again, withdraw and deposit work exactly as you think they would. Write check, again, works exactly as you think it would, which decreases the balance and increases the check number by 1. So that's pretty much a review of the material we covered before we left for spring break. Hopefully this helps you remember some of the concepts that we were dealing with. In our next video, we're going to move forward with more subclasses of the bank account class. Thank you and have a good day.